Wait. Oh, Florida won Anubis.
Yep.
Heck. Swear to God, if Houston loses to Florida, I'm just gonna rage quit Overwatch League.
Gonna be tied for last with Shanghai.
God. Wait, did Shanghai won one?
If you're not first, you're all tied for last.
I mean,
A caster that has an impossible last name.
Geschwind?
I doesn't. I
It's
don't
good.
know.
I knew somebody in ace school who had that last name. It's just Geschwind.
Yeah, it's missing a vowel.
I mean, several.
Alright, guys. How's it going?
Wrong
How's your
time of
cereal?
the year to whistle Christmas songs.
What's that? Who was whispering Christmas songs? It wasn't me. That would be wrong. That would be a bad thing to do. And a thing that I would never do in April. Also, I'm impressed with my mic for picking that up because I started whistling that as soon as I walked in the room.
We heard you scream out, "I'm so hungry," as you walked away.
Oops.
Hence why I do push to talk.
They go, and it looks like it's going to be a little bit
Yeah.
of smooth sailing here. Is there
The reason I
anybody
don't
left?
do push to
Nyx is
talk
on the
is
back. He's trying to stop him. No, Throwback takes him
if
out,
I'm
and it's
playing a
like
game or
smooth
something
sailing.
like
Is there
that,
anybody else
I
that are going
always
to be a comeback? This could
have
be it.
the
Windmill's
different
trying to
games I
charge in,
play
trying to
use
get
different buttons
trying
for
to get to the
different
point
things,
as
so I
fast as they
can't
can.
use
They're trying to
what I
body
would
block him
normally
and
use for
stall him.
push
They
to
get
talk
to him
on one
just in
game to
time.
another game
He gets there,
and have
but
to move
then
it around a
dies
whole
on the
bunch, and
payload, and
I would rather
that
just leave it on
will
open
do
mic,
it.
and if
A
people
very
complain,
quick
then I just mute
Dorado. The
myself.
first game goes to the Fighting Mongoose.
Wait. The viewer list said 4 when I got
Player of
here,
the
but
game
now it
goes
says
to
3.
Damas.
Who left?
Damas here with a
Oh,
very good
Dragon.
Junkrat. As
Oh, Dragon was there?
said, this
He
is one
meme.
of his favorite picks, so
Alright,
therefore,
feels
just
good.
making sure
As one does.
that was actually a great mine to
As
take
one does.
from the
Alright, let
LW
me just
Purple.
make
So
sure
now
this is
all the
working for
kills
all
are
you
going
guys.
all the way to the Fighting Mongoose.
I
Side.
decided on
Down
pasta,
they
by
go,
the way.
and it looks like
I see it.
Alright, you see it? Alright, nice. This is us stomping Dorado.
Alright, let me
Good times, good time.
league.
a little bit of smooth sailing here. Is there anybody left? Next.
Let me skip us forward a little bit. A lot of bit.
Volskaya was third.
Yeah, Volskaya was
Is on the
third.
back. He's trying to stop him. No,
However,
all in the air.
the video control settings on Visor are terrible. So I think the most consistent way I'm going to be able to do this is just skip forward at 20 seconds at a time.
Seriously?
Yeah, I can't click on the
Okay,
bar
so
to
right-
skip to it. Oh, there we
I had
go.
a better angle.
It wasn't
to play
working
the
before.
game. I don't know about you, but
So here's Volskaya. Oh!
so
I didn't. No, I didn't do
they
it.
really
I thought I did
You
it,
did
but I
it.
didn't.
just
did
Here we are.
Hi. I'm just gonna say hi. What's going on? Looks like
I think Faz is gonna record, so
Krovek will be on in 5. Do we want to wait?
No Anubis here.
Yeah.
Not today. We're going to Volskaya. So they
Potentially.
are on the 3-minute delay. So therefore, just trying to make sure. So shout out to all of those in chat. You'll probably catch this 3 minutes
Okay,
from
the
now.
caster says
So
you're
Windmill
probably
is back,
catching
and it
this
looks
3
like I'm
minutes from
going to be
now, but
shutting down.
anyone who can hear him is catching it as soon as 3 minutes from then anyway. So
So
when they
I'm going to
hear
be
him
shutting
say
down
3
Twitch
minutes
chat
from
here,
now,
and
it is
It's already.
then.
I am
it's
going
already
to
been
make
3
sure.
minutes.
Yeah.
Thank
Oh,
you,
yeah.
Danielle, for the message.
That's
Gang
NA
casting.
casting right
I like
there.
it.
But making sure here, Whiskey.
By this
actually
point,
making sure
they have
what's going
stopped
on.
calling me Fidgety Pigeon,
Coaches have some last-minute
which
conversations
is
here with
awesome.
both the Fighting Mongooses
Progress.
and LW Purple. Coaches have the ability to talk to
I'm not gonna
both
call
of
you
them
Whoa!
here
Flighty
in
Pigeon, that's
chat.
me.
Looks like Flighty Pigeon
I am not
says
Fidgety
ready
Pigeon.
to
I am
go on the
Flighty
side of the
Pigeon.
Fighting Mongooses, getting ready for LW
You
Purple.
have no
Coach
idea.
Clam
We were doing a VOD
trying to
review
do
with
his
Animal Farm, and of a game that we got casted. And I had a really good play on Lucio. They EMP'd, and I basically hid and then got beat off and beat everyone, and everyone was healthy and happy after the EMP. And they're like, "Oh, what a great play from Filthy Pigeon!" And Japes just paused it, and he's like, "Filthy Pigeon isn't on our team. Who's Filthy Pigeon? We don't have a Filthy Pigeon." And he was just trying. He was trying to figure out why the casters couldn't figure out Flighty. And I told him it happens every time. Flighty is the hard part. Pigeon's the easy part. Don't know why, but it is. Yeah, so let's just wait for Krovek. I'm gonna have to take a 2-minute break in 20 minutes when my water starts boiling so I can put the pasta in. And then I will finish my bowl of pasta and be really happy and no longer cranky.
Delish.
It'll be awesome. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. I don't remember
looking for a
Volskaya as well
reverse
as the other
sweep
map.
from LW Purple. So Coach Clam says they are ready, and off we go to Volskaya Industries. It is 2 CP.
I'm just gonna play this through for right now, like without stopping it, just kind of go through.
And
And then when
welcome to
Krovek gets here,
Volskaya
I'm gonna start it
Industries.
over
Now,
and look at it
2
more in depth,
CP and
just because
Volskaya
it helps to look at it
Industries is not
multiple times.
typically
And I haven't looked at this
a map that
since
is
the day after
chosen,
we did it.
as people have a tendency to prefer Escort
So
and King of the Hill maps. But it is really nice to see that a map is actually chosen once in a while that people don't necessarily pick on a regular basis. And this goes to my theory of pocket maps. Now, if you don't know what that means, a pocket map is a map that you practice really, 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 really hard. It's like a map that you always play in all of your scrims. It's one that every time that you pick it, the whole team goes, "Aww." It's because you know it really well, and you want to make sure that you establish something solid. Like you can basically play a map blindfolded with your team, and you know exactly what to do. And Volskaya, Danielle, message
that
here. I might
Danielle,
have to turn that off.
she thought though,
Looks like
but she was
LW is
wrong
going to
because the
reverse
fighting
sweep the
mongooses don't
mongooses.
get
That
reverse swept.
is what the prediction here from a
Just
friend
not how
of
it
mine here.
works,
I might
bro.
have to turn off
Rookie mistake by
text
Danielle
chats
there.
here just so that they don't see what's going on. I have to do that here before I don't interrupt the stream here. So there is a prediction from the Peanut Gallery as to who they think is going to win this. So
I remember attacking this was really difficult because
the
they
Fighting Mongooses
held
here
way
on
far back and
defense
it was
here, going with the
strange.
standard Orisa defense with Faz on the
Defending,
looks like they're going to defend higher
I
up
feel like
here,
it was just a
so
fruity
no
waffle carry,
clear
or it
defense.
might have
They're
been a
gonna try
how
to
tall
sort of
carry. I don't
prevent
remember what it was.
LW Purple from
That
coming
lost it to us,
through, and it looks like it's a
but
dive
we'll
here
look
from
at it.
LW Purple with Refuse to Quit and Windmill on the Diva. So they see what they're up against here. So they see what's going on. So they're going to have to decide what they want to do here. Fruity Waffle on the Genji up top. looks like
Fuck
there's
that,
a
man.
person on the point here. It looks
So-
like they have How Tall
Rudy.
on the Tracer trying to back them up and
We all
give them some
back
space.
up,
That's exactly what they did.
and we start
Good
going
job
forward
there by How
again.
Tall to not die and to force them back onto the point here. Now Fruity Waffle is basically on here, and he actually gets Duplac really low.
Oh, shit.
Now the engage is actually on the point here. Great positioning by there. Windmill has gone low, and it looks like Windmill got demeched, but Fruity Waffle takes out the Zen. But Victor takes out Refuse to Quit, and looks like trading back and forth here on the kills. Duplac reses Krovek, but Faz goes down, and that isn't good. So with the more kills there is, just the more advantage LW Purple will have because of the spawn advantage that they have. Krovek is still alive, but he is no longer alive anymore. So that is a fairly quick take here by LW Purple. LW Purple realizing, looks like Fighting Mongooses did not want to play this map. This was banned for a reason, it looks like, by the Fighting Mongooses. And now, 6:35 here on the clock for LW Purple. This could be a very quick second point take if they're able to sort of do what they want to do here. So the offense here is now positioning themselves on the top. And now, as with all 2CP maps, this will take coordination to take. You cannot just kill one or two people on the other side. You have to wipe everybody out. And Fruity Waffle goes to the back and takes out two. A Tire takes out two on the offense, but kills being traded back and forth here. Fruity Waffle did what he wanted to do, but Dumbass was ready for the Tire here, and they have the spawn advantage. They're going to commit to this fight. Faz goes for the Diva ult to try to just stall, and that's exactly what he did. He pulled out the Transcendence, but spawn advantage is here very much so with the Fighting Mongooses, and it just did not go their way.
How did we not lose a
And that's
tick
what
there?
I'm talking about, folks. Has to be a
Diva.
coordinated kill. Everybody has to go down, and everybody has to go
2CP,
down
dude.
all at the same time. And what happened there was they got the Genji ult all the way in the back, and they needed to do what they needed to do. But Dumbass was very quick on that Tire, killing.
Like, look how
two,
fast Fruity
and
Waffles
basically
builds Blade
killing
here.
the push for LW
He just
Purple.
used it to start that
There
last
was
fight. He
really
already
only
has
one
it again
person
for this
left,
fight.
and Faz on the point was able to stall really, really well, forcing the Transcendence out by Onyx, who want that back, honestly, because I think that they thought that they could kill Faz fairly quickly, and they could take the point and then use the Trance to sort of hold whatever respawns were coming through. Fortunately, Faz was able to sort of ult and therefore stall for as long as he could. Oop, looks like Refuse to Quit did not make it as far as he wanted to make it. The Diva and the Winston sort of separated out there, but kills are going the way of LW Purple. When the Winston dived, essentially, oh, How Tall with a big pulse bomb here. They're going to get a point. They're going to get two. Basically, it looks like the Diva is sort of camped out right at the door. Windmill not letting them out. And it looks like it's almost a take here. Dublek gets all the way to the point. Oh, big Tire by Dumbass takes out Fruity Waffle. And that's going to be it. I think that's going to be the push here. They got pretty much 96% here on the take. No extended fights here for LW Purple. Very, very good take by them. Almost. Honestly, they probably could have allowed Windmill to pause and basically do the stalling, and they could have body blocked them from getting to the point and actually creep the point up faster, and probably would have gotten the take. So what ended up happening there is, if you saw how spread out LW Purple was, is they were concentrating on trying to stop the stalls from coming in. But sometimes really all you really need to do is put one person at the doors, and you keep the rest of the team on the point in order for them to gain the point as fast as possible. And you saw right there that if they actually had more people on the point, that would have actually gotten them the point. Another Genji ult here coming through. They're using their ults really well. They're trying to take Dumbass out as fast as they can. Fruity Waffle is trying to basically get anybody he can at this point. But a Transcendence here by the Zen on the Fighting Mongooses has prevented any of that from happening, but the kills are coming through for LW Purple. They want to just make sure that they focus here.
Krovek.
Only the tanks are left. They want to make sure that they get anybody out. Diva Bomb here will stall. They don't get anyone, but it is what they needed to do, what they needed to do, which was stall. Dumbass
Hey, can you hear me or
die.
no?
He gets back
Yeah.
up, and this is
Alright,
going to be a
cool.
long,
I'm on my
extended
laptop.
fight
I've
here on
not
the point.
used Discord on it before, so.
There's a Junkrat Tire,
Okay, yeah.
immediately goes after Ankasha, but they want to make sure that they are able to sort of kill all of these respawns as they come
Are you in the?
If they can kill the respawns,
yeah, here you
the
are.
Mercy
All
Death
right.
is not
I'm
going to
ready to
matter.
start.
That's going
I'm gonna restart this then. Because we
That was
were just
basically
watching
all
it
of it
on and on.
anyway.
Yeah, that's. It won't let me go back now. Like,
What?
hello, thing. So I have to click the rewind. Visor, why are you like this? Why don't you just work the way you're advertised to do so?
Sounds like they should really revise it.
To do it right.
So we're gonna be looking for a new support.
Right
The
there.
play button works, right? I
2:37 left
play,
on the
it plays, I pause, I pause.
for LW Purple.
And then I say, wow, look, there's a button that rewinds 20 seconds. Nope. There's a button that rewinds 5 seconds. Nope. 1 second? Nope.
On the
Is there a
bar,
way
maybe.
for me to hide the chat window on Visor?
I don't.
You can just maximize the
Yeah, you can maximize
Uh,
the
video. That's the
Yeah.
word.
Okay, cool.
I don't think you can actually hide the chat.
I don't
You can
think
hide
can.
the video location, but
That's useful.
the webcam that would normally be there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Good job by them.
No, it's fine.
It worked.
Take here by LW Purple.
Yes. All right. This is perfect. Okay. So
And
Comp.
Volskaya.
this is good. They decided to run dive against it, which dive is less common on this map, but dive is good. Our comp is the best comp against dive that exists. Dive is the best comp that exists, but this is the best comp at stopping dive. And at this level, I don't expect there to be dives so coordinated that our comp will not beat a dive. Because our comp is basically, the goal of this comp is, if they run tanks, we make those tanks really unhappy. We have a tire before they can even fight, and then we just use tire when we get it. If they run dive, whoever jumps in first, they get discorded, they get shot, they get mined away. Our tanks don't need as much healing because Diva builds up a second life pretty quickly, and Orisa is very hard to kill. So we can essentially pocket whatever squishy that they jump on, and then kill whoever jumps first. That's kind of the
And Volskaya.
goal of this kind of comp.
Danielle, message here. I might have to turn that off.
And they're showing
Looks
me a
like
Twitch ad
LW
probably
is
because I
going to
don't
reverse
have
sweep
time.
mongooses. That
That's a feels
is
bad,
what the
dude.
prediction here from a friend of mine here. I might have to turn off text chats here just so that they don't see what's going on. I have to do that here before I don't interrupt.
Were there any
the stream
big
here.
takeaways from
So
the attack?
there's a prediction
You
from the
went over
peanut
it?
gallery as
No,
to,
we haven't gone
who
over
they
attack
think
yet.
is
I
going to
Oh,
was just
sorry.
win this,
yeah, I was just waiting until you got here, so I was just gonna watch it because I hadn't watched it in a little bit,
Mongoose is here on defense
and
here,
so I
going
wanted
with
to
the
watch
standard
it so I could
Orisa defense with Faz on the defense.
have a bit of a
Looks like they're going to defend higher up here.
context.
That is what the prediction here from a
So
friend
are we
of mine
synced
here.
here?
I might
Sometimes
have
after I
to
get an
turn
ad, we're off sync.
text chats.
Are we? Am I
22
highlighting
seconds.
the bridge
Prepare your
here?
defenses.
Yeah, you are. You're hiding lane bridge.
Okay.
Chats here so that they don't see what's going on. I have to do that.
We were showing
before I
Ref
don't
the
interrupt
oh shit
stream.
position.
So there's
Yeah.
a
We
prediction
were so far
from the
back.
peanut gallery
And
as
we
to,
were
who they think is
making
going
a story.
to win, to
I mean,
win
yes.
this. So,
I did not know
but,
that there's a
the
Zarya
Fighting
poster there.
Mongoose is here
That's kind
on
of cool.
defense here, going with
Huh.
the standard Orisa defense with Faz on the Diva. Looks like they're going to defend higher
This is
up
only
here,
game.
so no rear defense.
Well,
They're
you
gonna
have
try
to be
sort of
mad.
prevent LW Purple from
The
coming
best GIF
through,
I've
and it looks like
or
it's a
best
dive
best
from
little video I've seen.
Refuse to Quit
Ma-
and
Just makes me so
Windmill
happy every
on
time I
the
see it.
Diva.
It's
So
from
they
the
see that
game.
they're
Why you
up
have to be mad?
So they see what's going on. So they're going to have to decide what they want to do here. Pretty Waffle on the Genji up top.
So here,
Looks like there's
Tracer
a
goes around to back just to pull people back. We don't need to all rotate at this point. We do, which is like, it's not terrible. We can just have Krovek and what would be Inox look in that general direction, kind of affect that. Not a big deal though that we do. We call Victor says oh shit, which is basically go back over there. I think it's hilarious that he does that. I didn't tell him to do that, but he does it and it works, so whatever, right?
The person on the point here
So
looks like
you see, everyone comes back,
on the tracer trying to back.
and then there's nothing to deal with over here, and so we kind of start to come forward again. But once we back up like this, we should just stay here. Because when we come forward again, the advantage you get from holding here is as the team walks in, you can do damage to them, right? Since we're not already here, if we walk here as the other team walks here, we just kind of miss the whole rotation and don't get that damage out opportunity. So it's better to wait here and just do the damage as they come in.
Back them up and give them some space. That's exactly what they did. Good job there by How Tall to not die and to force them back onto the point here. Now, Fruity Waffle is basically on here, and he actually gets Duplex.
All right, so here we rotate here. Who's this here? That's supposed to be a circle.
That might have been me. I
Onto
don't
the
really
point here.
remember.
Now,
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, it's Krovek. So ideally, you'd be playing around this health pack over here, using this kind of area for cover. It's a lot safer because right here, there's really nothing to protect you. Like
I think I get picked off, don't I?
I think you live actually. I think they end up going for someone else, but it's essentially the same thing because if you're over here and they do the same dive that they do, you can help dissuade it. I think Breath gets killed first here to the Genji, and I don't remember exactly what happens. Maybe you die and come back, but I don't.
Is basically on here, and
Yeah, you live. They don't push you, but we have our shield will be set up like in this kind of area, and right now we have two people that are not going to be able to gain anything from that shield. Right, like Faz, just play a little bit farther back. Use the shield. It's like a free safety thing. Because you get kind of low here, so you're taking a bit of damage. If you're standing just a couple feet back, you can do just about the same amount of damage. You can do everything that you're doing right now, but you are safer because you have a nice safe zone. Give me 1 second, my water's boiling.
Houston took map 2.
Yeah, I see that.
What is that?
So we're gonna do some 6v6 limbs tomorrow.
Don't we have an actual scrim?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
So.
I mean, I'm down to play something tomorrow.
What time is our scrim?
I didn't see anything about that.
Oh, I think the announcements keeps popping up on my phone as a new message.
Yeah, it does that. No, we don't have anything scheduled for tomorrow.
Okay, let's do some 6v6 then.
I may be late, work stuff, but I'll be home sometime. I just don't know when. So I will join if I'm home late, if you guys are still going.
Both tomorrow and Saturday night, I got family obligations, but I could be home. I shouldn't be home super late from them, like dinner and then come home.
Okay, I am back. You guys all here?
No, I'm not.
Sounds good. So Faz, I want you to be playing pretty much at all times, Faz. You will be okay if starting a fight, you're always behind Victor. Just like a general tip for positioning. because Victor main tanks mostly are built as characters that are really good at taking all of the fire, right? Orissa's got this big shield. She's got her cooldown that makes her safe. Winston can leap away quicker than D.Va can. He has a shield. Reinhardt has big giant shield that he wants people to shoot at. So if you stand behind him and let the shield kind of do its job, you can stay in mech a lot easier here. Krovek as well, I want you over there. So like you went over here kind of rotating and you felt the pressure and wanted to use this as cover. I'd rather you just kind of rotate this way to use the mega health pack over there.
So let's say we're all back in that area, and when they do the dive, what should we do? Support, DPS? I mean, obviously we're focused on one, but our movement mainly. Should I be going up the stairs? I think like Breath tries to do, or what?
All right, let me wait until it gets a better angle. All right, I missed the good angle. What is this? There. Okay. Quality of this video is very low, so it is difficult to see. But here are some stairs. Health pack here. We want to be not too split from front to back here. So we have our tanks trying to keep point presence. So we can play kind of, they're going to dive into our backline, right? They're going to dive here. We can either, with our supports and DPS here, rotate this way or come up the stairs. Either one is fine as long as you are together. I should probably give you guys something just so that you don't have to look at each other and just know where to go. So I'm thinking of which one would be just more universally better. I'd rather you guys rotate this way. Just to the left, not taking the stairs, just kind of staying on the low ground. Because if you take the stairs, in order to easily access the stairs, you have to start kind of in this corner, which gives you kind of weak sight lines. Whereas if you play on this side, you could just back up a little bit here. Inox, you're in here too, right? And it's Inox, Krovek. Who's watching right now? Inox, Krovek, Doublik, Faz. Okay, that's perfect.
I think Faz might just be recording and he's not at his computer, but...
That's good enough. So this will be posted for everyone, but yeah. I want you guys to rotate this way with your supports and DPS. Faz, you can as well turn around and fly in and help. Victor, I want Victor to be maintaining point presence in this corner with a shield, and if they dive past him, then he can turn around, but I want him to stay on the point, keeping his shield facing forward. But he can turn around and do some damage.
Viva, for my own curiosity, with where you said for Faz to be in D.Va right behind the shield, is he going to choose to use his boosters to either go back and protect supports when they dive them, or alternatively, like if we call someone's low, will he then dive forward onto point to try and confirm a kill?
Well, either one really. With this comp, when we get somebody low, they will likely be close to us because we don't have the effective range of our DPS heroes, not just DPS, but our heroes doing damage is not very far. So if somebody gets low, they will likely be close to us. So we don't really have much to chase people down if somebody somehow eats a mine and a headshot over here, we just can't chase them. They're still safe, right? If we get a free kill over here, that's like good on our DPS. Maybe Zen hits a right click or whatever. But in this comp, Faz, I want to be doing mostly peeling and using his boosters to clean up anything in this area. So if, like, let's say this Genji gets low right here, and we call out Genji gets low. I mean, he's full health now, but let's say Genji is low. Call out Genji gets low. I'm fine with Faz using his boosters into this Genji. But if we call out, for example, Zen is low right now, I don't want Faz boosting all the way out here to try to kill the Zen, because he will likely lose mech in doing that because we have nothing else to protect him.
Cool.
Yeah.
Actually, on the point here.
So we have this weird rotation where instead of our DPS protecting our supports and our tanks contesting the point, we have our tanks turning around. Faz gets demeched here, which comes from not playing the shield. He took a lot of damage before they were even. He was already half before they dive in. So they dive in here, and our DPS are like here. So they're unable to really help dissuade anything in here, and so our tanks have to turn around to do it. If we're all positioned in here, we just naturally are able to shoot at the people who walk into our faces.
Now the engage is actually on the point here. Great positioning by their windmill has gone low, and it looks like.
So here you see Victor is like walking all the way in here trying to help, while Doblek is what?
And now the engage is actually on the point.
Oh, Krovek and Dumbass are here and here. My pasta's done. Give me 1 second. Alright, I'm back. Sorry for all the interruptions. Yeah, so we have our DPS in just kind of the wrong spots. Our DPS and tanks. Ideally, this would be where Victor is, and where Victor is currently is where our DPS would be in this kind of area. So because of this,
great positioning by their windmill has gone
Breath
low.
dies.
Looks like windmill.
Faz gets demeched. We are able to clear one of the divers in the Diva. They don't dive with their Winston, they dive just with the Diva and the Genji. But we are unable to kill the Genji before Genji kills Breath/Inox. And Inox, whenever I mention Breath, I assume I'm talking to you. I know that you aren't playing, so if he like makes a mistake, I'm gonna pretend like it's you making the mistake.
Nope, 10-4.
Yeah.
Windmill got demeched, but Fruity Waffle takes out the Zen, but Victor takes out.
So like this just becomes a brawl where we're trading back and forth. We probably are able to keep what ends up happening here.
And it looks like
right is
demeched.
Since Krovek is playing up here, and Krovek only has 200 HP,
but Fruity Waffle takes out the Zen.
He gets taken down. Whereas if it's Victor over here, Victor's coming back now. If Victor's over here this whole time and Krovek is back here, we probably don't lose a trade here because Victor is much more survivable.
Victor takes out Refuse to Quit, and
So that's kind
looks
of the
like
main
trading
positioning
back
thing
and
that
forth here
where it
on the
broke down
kills.
right there.
Duplex reses Krovek, but Faz goes down, and that isn't good.
And then at that point, it's just
So
a death match.
the more kills there is, just the more advantage.
Doublet gets killed by a call mech. That's always fun. I mean, unlucky for Doublet, but it's fun to see. And then at this point, Krovek just walk to point and die on point. It didn't end up mattering too much because they still
LW
kill
Purple
you.
will have because of the spawn advantage that they have. Krovek.
But if you're like, if the fight is lost, you want to always be losing the fight on the objective instead of losing the fight off the objective, because if this was like their second or third push and they already had 2 ticks and they were close to capping right here, and you stay alive here, they're able to cap before you're dead, and then they kill you and push 5v6 and snowball us. So like in this example, it didn't matter too much because we have plenty of time. But just in general, if you see that the fight is ending, just kind of bot out towards point. Just like walk towards point, be like, "Kill me, fools," and then they'll kill you. And if they don't kill you, then you're on point and they're not capturing the objective, and they're just throwing anyway.
Is still alive, but he is no longer alive anymore. So
I mean, it was
that
good
is
you
a
didn't try to
very
run away or
quick
anything
take
like that.
By LW Purple.
So
LW Purple
yeah,
realizing,
just take it one step
looks
farther.
like,
Come towards point.
Fighting Mongooses did not want to play this map.
At this point, ult checking is hard at this level, especially against heroes that you don't see at low levels a lot, like Genji. So I don't know if we know that this Genji has ult. If we do, we want Dumbass to farm a tire and focus Waffle with this tire. If we don't, unlucky.
This was banned for a reason, it looks like, by the Fighting Mongooses, and now 6:35 here on the clock.
Fruity Waffle was
for
pretty good.
LW
He was
Purple.
farming
This could be
or getting that ult
very
pretty
quick
fast every
second
time.
point take if
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
able to sort of do what they
He
want
was
to do
definitely
here.
better than I expected
So the
from
offense
a
here
Mercy
is now
main.
positioning themselves on the top. And now, as with all 2CP maps, this will take coordination to take.
Oh, wow,
You cannot
potato.
just kill.
So here, just kind of positioning wise. What?
Okay, right. Granted, it's just blue. I don't know why the hell it looks like a potato, but right now it looks like it's me or Breath and Dublik on the left, and everyone else is on the right. Yeah. That seems to be out of position to me. How should we have done that?
We should have. I would like it to be you and Breath Inox here, because if you get dove on, you have place to back up, and you can just do a lot of damage to them. Your team can help you. This side also works. It's really dealer's choice. You just need to communicate which side you are. I would like to have Dumbass also up on this ledge, so that if people dive you, you could just toss mines into their face and send them away a little bit more. Since he's on the low ground here, they dive fairly coordinated up here. You split this way, our support split this way. He pulls out Blade.
1 or 2 people on the other side.
And manages to kill both of our supports with 2 swipes, because they're we just don't have anything to deal with it yet.
Coordination to take. You cannot just kill 1 or 2 people on the other side.
Ideally, you would be, when this Genji blades, the ideal situation is Faz boosts into him, Krovek hits a flashbang onto him, and everyone shoots at him and tries to kill him before he can kill our supports here. And that would be a lot easier. Dumbass is sitting up on this high ground. I would like it to look like maybe a 2-2 split with Krovek and Inox here, Doublek and Dumbass here.
On the high ground?
On the high ground.
Okay.
Faz can be anywhere he wants to be. He's basically going to react to whatever the other team does. He's basically going to say, when we call a target, Faz shoots at them. That's kind of the game plan. Who just joined? The Hooliest. How's it going, dude?
Yo, where's dumbass at, yo?
He's not here.
I'm here to humbly ask for his Hanzo teachings
because
per the new patch.
Yo, just ask me, dude. What do you mean? My Hanzo is
Play Hanzo?
Yes, dude. My Smurf is a Tracer Hanzo main.
What type of main is that? Are you serious? What is the transferable skill?
Okay, I'm better at Hanzo, but I feel like I want to play Tracer. Therefore, but also Hanzo was bad, and therefore my Hanzo win rate was like 39%. You know,
watching Raxu play the new Hanzo, and he's like this projectile speed is stupid. He's straight up a hit scan character.
he's literally a sniper now. It's like before he was
lit.
like McCree range is effective range, but now he's legit a sniper. He's gonna be so fun. That account is gonna climb to plat in no time, dude.
Wait, they have the rework out already?
It's on
it's on
PTR.
PTR, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it'll probably be live for next season.
Yesterday or today?
Wait, what is the? No, it was live today.
Lucio's now a god, so I mean that's the highlight, really.
All of the heroes I play,
they definitely made it easier, from what I've heard. I don't play Lucio at all though, so
dude,
I can't.
I'm never gonna touch the ground again.
Oh my god.
I gotta.
I
check
can't
out the
wait to
patch
play
notes for
Route
that.
66, and you're on like the mountainside while we're all begging for heals.
Yo, I miss old Lucio with a like 40-meter range where I could just be anywhere in the map and still healing people. But anyway, I'm doing a VOD review of Volskaya right now for my scrubs.
Alright, I will not interrupt.
Alright.
Will take coordination to take. You cannot just kill
Bye.
one or two people on the other team. You have to wipe everybody out. And Fruity Waffle goes to the.
So we died to this Genji. The good thing about this is that we were able to kite him away so that he won't be able to get any other kills with this blade. He is in a position that it would be very difficult for him to actually reach any of our other heroes with this blade. So that is good. Ideally, we would have focused him down as soon as he bladed, and maybe this wouldn't happen because he didn't like one-shot these people. There was just two slashes, no dash in between or anything like that. So we have time to hit a flashbang, hit a mine, hit some damage, discorded, he'll die like right away. Similar to how he did in Dorado when Nyx tried to blade our backline. This is a kind of similar thing where we all see the Genji jumping in, and as soon as you hear that audio cue, everyone should just be shooting at him. Right. This is why Genji is like so hard to play on the high levels. Is he pulls out his Dragon Blade and immediately everyone uses every cooldown on him, and it becomes you see like if you watch Overwatch League Genjis and stuff like that, the times that they pull out Blade are pretty much always either the fight has already been going on for a little bit so people can't focus him down so easily, or he's pulling it out from like a flank or something like that where people aren't going to be able to just delete him immediately because they don't know where he is. If he has nano boost, that's different. Then you just kind of dash up and become a tank and try to kill everything while everyone else tries to run away or kill you. Hopefully they have a support ult to counter it. But without nano boost,
one or two people
he's very
have
killable.
To wipe everybody out, and Fruity Waffle goes to the back and take.
Like Faz has a good instinct here.
One or two people on the other team. You have to wipe everybody
out. His first thought is.
And Fruity
Never
Waffle
mind. I thought he was.
Kill one or two people.
Faz should be shooting. Why are there X's? Faz should be shooting at Genji. Everyone just should be shooting at the Genji. I've said that like 10 times.
You have to wipe everybody out, and Fruity Waffle goes to the back and takes out two. Attire takes out two on the offense, but kills being traded back and forth here. Fruity Waffle did what he wanted to do, but Dumbass was ready for the tire here, and they have the spawn advantage.
So with this shield with Victor, I want it to be like literally hiding in the corner. Set it up on both sides. He tries to walk forward a little bit
out too. A tire takes out. You have to wipe everybody out.
Accommodate, because Dumbass started out on the bottom here and he tried to put it forward a little bit more. I need Dumbass to be up here so that this shield is just literally like a personal shield. And Victor's entire job in this comp is to make himself difficult to kill so that the enemy team can take a fight, but unless they kill Victor, it doesn't matter because they're not getting any objective time.
Out, and Fruity Waffle goes to the back and takes out 2. A tire takes out 2 on the offense, but kills being.
So here he uses his cooldown a little bit too early.
And takes out 2. 2 people on the other team. You have to wipe everybody out. And
he pulls out the not invulnerability, but the damage reduction when he is full health and is not really taking any damage. If he saves it here
and takes out 2, a tire takes out 2 on
and
the
then
offense, but
uses it now instead, he probably survives a lot longer, and this becomes much less scary because he survives until respawns get back instead of Faz needing to stall with self-destruct. But either way, it works because we have self-destruct coming up soon.
Did what he wanted to do, but Dumbass was ready for the tire here, and they have the spawn advantage. They're going to commit to this fight. Faz goes for the Diva ult to try to just stall, and that's exactly what he did. He pulled out the Transcendence.
Stalling here, my supports are doing exactly what I want them to do, and they don't do this in the second stall. Or the third stall, I don't remember which one. They don't do it in one of them. But on this one, they're doing exactly what I want them to do, which is stay off of the point and heal whoever is on the point. The hierarchy of who touches the objective in a stall point, in a stall scenario, is you have your tank, your main tank, then your off tank, then your most mobile DPS, then your least mobile DPS, and then you have supports last, with Zenyatta/Ana being the very last hero to touch the point. Right, so here we're doing good. We're just trying to we're double pocketing Faz, trying to keep him alive as long as possible on the point, while Krovek can
that's exactly what he did.
Go for a high noon.
Pulled out the Transcendence, but spawn advantage is here very much so with the Fighting Mongooses, and it just did not go their way.
So that was a fairly well executed stall. We were able to keep our tanks. The biggest part of this comp is our tanks will live a long time, and so we're able to get these kind of stalls going. So that was a well executed stall. Good high noon. Good composure to like go on the high ground, get yourself a good position to get a high noon off with that, instead of just like botting out and going, the point, I must touch the point. So good job.
And that's what
that's something that pisses me off in my comp games, because we get into overtime and everyone spawns in and immediately bots out onto the point and just dies. I'm like, yo, that was winnable, but you guys threw it. But yeah, good job. We'll see what I'm talking about in the second or third stall. The one that we lose, we'll see.
And everybody has to go down all at the same time. And what happened there was they got the Genji ult all the way in the back, and they needed to do what they needed to do. But
how do I go forward a little bit?
And basically, killing on the point was able to stall really, really well.
Okay, so now we have the Transcendence for Blade. This should be a lot easier. This should be a much easier fight, and it doesn't end up that way.
Forcing the Transcendence out by Onyx, who want that back. Honestly, because I think that they thought that they could kill Faz fairly quickly, and they could take the point and then use the.
Why aren't they pushing? There we go.
Ult and therefore stall for as long as.
So here, their tanks get really split here. Their monkey completely botches their jump. I guarantee you, the call was to dive somebody over here, and they missed. Our players did not get into the position that I told them to go to.
Now, if I see that as a Zen and I'm the only one up there, should I drop down and get to Victor or what?
No. Basically, as a Zen, this is like where you should be. Every now and then you can be on this side, but this is the best one because you have the mini health pack to drop to right here. if you see this, you should call to your team, hey team, come back up here. The reason that we have people up here is because teams will look to dive you as Zenyatta, and this is the hardest place to dive. So you are the, like, if no one else is up there, it needs to be you. Ideally, you have your other support up here, and then your DPS should be up here so that they can easily get healed. So you should, I know this isn't you, but you should here be calling to your team, hey guys, like before this fight even starts, like you are getting ready for this next fight, you have lots of time. Like even here, like right here, everyone's just kind of waiting around. Tell your team, hey guys, let's get high ground again. And then everyone gets high ground again, and this doesn't happen.
Trance to sort of hold whatever respawns were coming through. Fortunately, Faz was able to sort of.
Faz goes. I'm assuming he's chasing.
Hold whatever.
Yeah, he must be chasing Genji here. Over here.
Looks like Mercy's over there with Genji too.
Faz was able to sort of.
Okay, so Mercy and Genji. I'll take slight credit for that because I didn't really clarify what I wanted Faz's role to be to him, so like he didn't really know exactly what to do. But I want him to play like he doesn't ever have to go, or I guess I can say you because if you're watching it, this is to you, Faz, to anyone who wants to play D.Va in the future, in comp games and stuff like that. You don't have to push past the point, especially to start a fight. You want to clean up anything that happens, anyone that gets low on the point, anyone that dives our supports and DPS high ground, anyone who's bothering Victor. You want to basically, whoever gets called out, you attack them as long as they are near the point or behind the point. So that is a little bit too far out. I think he gets out.
To sort of ult and therefore stall
No.
for as long as he could.
Unlucky.
Whoop, looks like
So Faz gets out of mech. Doublek is trying to save him here. That means we have, and then our DPS are focusing on this monkey, which means we have left our Zenyatta in a 1v1 against this D.Va. He'll probably die because this is new patch D.Va, but still it's a difficult 1v1 for Zenyatta.
It's winnable, but it's hard.
Yes,
he's also got like 40 health right now.
Yeah. Well, this was all the D.Va. This is just a 1v1 with the
Faz
D.Va
was
from the
able
start.
to
Nobody
sort
else can shoot at him.
ult and therefore stall for as long as he could. Whoop, looks
He
like
just eats all of the rockets. Ideally, in this scenario, you just, especially because you have Transcendence, your main goal is living. You back up to the health pack, and then you just keep running as you're shooting at them. He doesn't do that. He kind of tunnel visions on trying to get as much damage down as possible.
Faz
Doesn't
was
really
able to sort
run
of
away very well.
ult and therefore stall for as long as he could. Whoop, looks like Refuse to Quit did not make it as far as he wanted to make.
He dies before he gets.
Yeah, he missed the health pack too.
Yeah. So he needs to drop to the bottom floor and pick up the health pack down there. You know where it is, right?
I'll go back in the map and look.
Okay, yeah, it's like under the stairs. It's a good health pack to it's a good defensive health pack there. But yeah, we just get really split. We leave our Zenyatta out to dry while we all try to save Faz. If we all got into the positions that we should have been in, this fight looks very different.
Wanted to make it. The D.Va and the Winston sort of separated out there, but kills are going the way of LW.
Because we lose our Mercy because trying to save Faz, also just being out of position to start, and then we lose Breath because nobody's up there.
Way of LW Purple.
We end up losing Victor here. He gets stuck, but he already had used his cooldown. He's taken a lot of damage. We have no supports. There's nothing you can really do about this. Usually when Tracers have a sticky bomb, they use it at the start of a fight, so this would be fine for Victor. He can just use his cooldown and live with 200 health. But it's the end of the fight.
Purple. When the Winston dived, essentially, oh, how tall with a big pulse bomb here. They're going to get a point. They're going to get two, basically. It looks like the D.Va is sort of camped out right at here. Doublek gets all the way to the point. Windmill not letting them out.
Way.
It looks
Here,
like
we are in kind of stall mode right here, which is like, if you have an ult, use it. Do not die with your ultimate up kind of mode. So in this scenario, even though we're saving Transcendence for Dragon Blade, I would use Transcendence right now to get to the point, stall on the point. When somebody else gets here, leave and try to just to buy yourself a little bit of time. Stuff like that. Transcendence is a good tool to save yourself, and one of the hardest parts of Zen is when you're getting pressured and you have Transcendence, but you also need to save it for something, what you do. And you just need to take, like, split second decide, like, will me being alive be more valuable than me coming back from spawn with Transcendence in 10, 12 seconds? So that's a difficult decision, but I would want him to use Transcendence here.
The D.Va is sort of camped out right at the door. Windmill not letting them out. And it looks like it's almost...
So, like, we push in. This is a good switch from Doublek. Coming back on the Lucio, it's faster. Touches the point.
Almost a take here. Doublek gets all the way to the point. Oh, big take.
At this point, right here, our tanks are back. Victor is back. That's Krovek, never mind. Alright, so our Winston is back. We have our main tank back. Doublek, at this point, when you see your Winston back on, you can back off and stay alive. And just try to pocket the Winston. Go back to what we did kind of in our first stall. Because the way that they would...
Mercy?
You don't need to swap back to Mercy immediately.
Just keep my aura on the Winston.
Keep your aura on the Winston, but focus on keeping yourself alive rather than kind of doing damage. Here you still kind of are chasing kills, trying to stall around, jump around on the point. But we have a monkey on the point. Is that... No, he's here. I don't know. Yeah, he's... But, the way that we would end up losing this fight is if this team decides to focus down Doublek instead of focusing down Victor, since Doublek is in a focusable position, and then Victor has no sustain. So Doublek, if you need to prioritize living here rather than stalling the point when you have somebody else on the point. Okay. If that makes sense.
And that's going
another
to be, I think
stall
that's
high
going to be the
noon.
push here. They got pretty much 96% here on the take.
From low that time though, not
no
the high
extended
ground.
Fights here
from low, it still works. You didn't bot out and stand on the point,
take.
And that's the main thing I didn't want you to do.
Fights here for
so here, let's see
very,
if we
take by them.
go on the high ground.
Honestly,
this time.
They probably could have allowed
go forward a little bit.
And
for the most part, good. Victor switches back to Orisa. Dumbass, go please. If you guys see this, if you guys see Dumbass sitting down here, you can look down at him and say, "Hey, dude, come up here with your friends. It'll be a lot of fun." Like, don't like. If you see any of your teammates out of position or in a position where you think they are in danger, tell them, because they are not standing there because they're like, haha, I'm in danger, but it doesn't matter. They're standing there because they don't realize they're in danger. And so if you realize they're in danger, say, hey, come help, or come be safe. And it's very help's
goal, right, why he's doing this is to try and build alt charge, right?
Yeah. He's basically in kind of solo queue mentality of, we won the fight, now let me just kind of spam choke and see if I can do anything, because he's playing Junkrat. When you're playing in an organized setting and when you playing in competitive as you get higher and higher in the ranks, after you win a fight, you need to not bot out and think about how you're going to win the next fight.
I mean, with his weapon, he could spam the choke from that high ground. The same effectiveness.
He can spam from here too. So he's just sitting there like, oh, I'm just doing damage. He's not thinking about like his positioning or anything like that. He's just like, I mean, I'm guessing. I might be completely wrong. Maybe he has a different idea here, but my guess would be he's just like, okay, we want to fight. I'm going to just kind of spam choke because that's what I do, and just need to regroup, get to a good position again, and set up for the next fight earlier.
And probably would have gotten the take. So what ended up happening there is, if you saw how spread out LW Purple was, is they were concentrating on trying to stop the stalls from coming in. But sometimes really all you really need to do is put one person at the doors And
Okay, so now
keep the
he's
rest
going
of
up
the
to
team
high
on
ground.
the
Oh, no,
point
never mind.
in order
He
for them
changed his
to
mind.
gain the point as fast as
But
possible. And you saw right there that if they actually had more people on the point, that would have actually. And you saw
how does
right
this
there
happen?
that if they actually had more people on for
Oh, he
them
gets
to
one
gain
shot.
the point as fast as possible.
That feels bad.
And you saw right there that if they actually.
Oh, he gets a right click deflected into him.
Oh.
So that's just individual mistake, gets outplayed by Fruity Waffle, and that's really tragic because Fruity Waffle has Blade, and this guy has managed to save Transcendence, which we are lucky to still have Transcendence, right? He didn't use it, and we were a sliver away from losing the point, right? So we still have Transcendence. He needs to stay alive here to counter this Blade. It's the same problem that happened last time, where he kind of died too early. We called out the Genji was this right side, and Krovek and Breath want to go 2v1 him, and Breath just kind of outplayed himself. So, I mean, that's unlucky. Inox, don't do that.
I don't write Genjis. I've learned.
Enox, why would you do that to us? Come on.
Yeah, I know.
How could
Sorry.
you?
That would have actually gotten them the point.
So now they dive with everything onto. I think they're looking for dumbass here.
Another Genji.
Yeah. This Genji keeps dashing, just like blading into whatever he wants. Like, this is definitely winnable for dumbass. Like a mine and a grenade and he's dead, or just a grenade sends him over there and he has no dash, so there's nothing you can do about it.
Ult here coming through. They're using their ults really well. They're trying to take dumbass out as
Yeah,
fast as
they dive him with the blade and he's still alive, right? Albeit he has like 1 HP, but he's still alive. If we have Transcendence here,
Fruity Waffle is trying to basically
okay, you res him
really well. They're trying to take dumbass out as fast as they can. Fruity Waffle is trying to basically get anybody he can at this point.
That was a good Transcendence.
But a Transcendence
Slightly late, so dumbass still dies. If dumbass doesn't die here, he builds up. If Breath doesn't die early on, then the trance is early enough to save dumbass. Dumbass builds up ult, and we might win this fight.
Transcendence here by the Zen on the Fighting Mongooses has prevented any of that from happening, but the kills are coming through for LW Purple. They want to just make sure that they focus here.
Should I have not
but the kills are coming through for an on,
No. Resing Breath was good. It was
Okay.
just Resing Breath meant that Resing Breath wasn't the misplay, it was Breath dying in the first place that was the misplay. Because it meant that there was a little bit of a delay. Maybe you can res Breath earlier.
Gain the point as fast as possible. And you saw right there that if they actually had more people on the point, that would have actually gotten them the point. Another Genji.
I mean, you were pretty early anyway. If as soon as Breath dies, you are able to res him, as soon as the Genji leaves and you're able to res him, maybe you can say we're able to save dumbass and it works, but they push in with all their ultimates like right away as soon as he dies, so it's kind of difficult.
The Genji ult here coming through. They're using their ults really well. They're trying to take dumbass out as fast as they can. Fruity Waffle is trying to basically get anybody he can at this point. But a Transcendence here by the Zen on the Fighting Mongoose point.
Here we kind of again all bought out and go on to the point.
A Transcendence here by the Zen.
Krovik, you're in a great spot here, and then you jump down, and I don't know why.
By the Zen on the Fighting Mongoose.
You can just stay up on this high ground. You'll be nice and safe, be able to do a lot of damage, and it'll be a lot of fun for you because you're just clicking on heads and it's fun. So you can stay up there.
Transcendence here by the
The rest of our team, once this Transcendence ends, I think we all just kind of stand around.
The Fighting Mongoose.
We're all just kind of in this still little area here, where we should be using these kind of areas for cover. Krovek, you can still be up on this high ground. If you're up on the high ground, then Doublik can fly up to you and be safe up on the high ground. So I would like you to be up here. It would just make life a little bit easier.
The Fighting Mongooses has prevented any of that from happening, but the kills are coming through for LW Purple. They want to just make sure that they focus here. Only the tanks are left. They want to make sure that they get anybody out. Diva Bomb here will stall. They don't get anyone.
In
but
the
it is,
end,
it is
they
what they needed to do. What they needed to do, which was stall.
they
Nemesis
used 6
refuses
ults.
to die. He gets back.
And our Transcendence was too late to negate. We could have negated 3 of their 6 ults with our Transcendence, and then the other 3 ults were less impactful. So this was a winnable fight if we live with our Transcendence and use Transcendence early, and then winnable again, albeit more difficult, if Krovek stays on high ground and our Mercy is able to live. That's not a guaranteed play, but it would give us a little bit higher percentage chance of winning.
Backed up, and this is just going to be a long, extended fight here on the point. There's a Junkrat tire, immediately goes after Ankasha, but they want to make sure that they are able to sort of kill all of these respawns as they come in.
Also,
Ankasha, but they want to make
when
sure
you're contesting here,
there's a Junkrat tire, immediately goes after Ankasha.
No matter how far into the point you go, you're contesting this, you contest the same amount. So what I like to do when I'm contesting is just like barely touch the point. That way, your team is a little bit closer to you. I mean, you're probably going to die here anyway. This isn't as directed as Doublik as it is just directed at all of you guys for learning how to stall.
But they want to make sure.
But if you stay just as close to the edge of the point as possible, it makes it easy for the rest of your team to get back. The exception being if you are playing Winston, you want to jump to the farthest part of the point to draw everyone's focus over there so the rest of your team can come in a little bit easier. But yeah, this is.
Want to make sure that
they're able to just clean us up here
as they come in. If they can kill the respawns, the Mercy Death is not going to matter. That's going to do it right there. 2:37 left on the clock for LW Purple.
So that's their defense. Mostly broke down from positioning mistakes. I think at the first fight was just partially positioning mistakes, partially target priority. The second 2 pushes that they had were all just positioning. If we had been positioned better, if we had made better choices, I'm not trying to rip into Breath and blame it all on him because it's not all his fault, but like, you know what I mean? Where if we're positioned better, if we're making better choices, these are definitely winnable. And it's just these small things that ended up snowballing into large problems.
Good job by them.
I'm gonna move forward here.
Supports.
If
and that
you guys have any questions, feel free to
sort of
chime in.
They start picking them up.
Let's say we run into another Sombra on this map. Who should I switch to off of Zen? Moira or Lucio? Or Anna, or whatever.
I think probably Moira.
Okay.
Yes. Because Lucio still gets royally fucked by Sombra. Moira and Mercy are the 2 supports that don't get ruined by Sombra as much. Anna does, but Anna's already bad. So like Anna doesn't count. Anna's just not in a good spot right now. So I would say if we're getting dicked by Sombra, go to the Moira. Positioning wise, still the same. With your P spray, you can still heal all of wherever people are standing. You'll still be able to heal them from the high ground. Yeah.
Was very, very good on LW Purple.
Let's watch our attack.
We're going to see
their defense is very weird, right? Like they are holding all the way back here.
It could be though that just didn't want to be forced into a 2CP battle with LW.
I didn't go over what to do against this because I honestly didn't think that anyone would do this. What we want to do, I'm just going to go over right now what we kind of wanted to accomplish with this comp. We want to get some point presence so that the rest of their team has to drop, and as they drop, we kill them. If we come across any kind of comps that are built around an Orisa set up on the high ground somewhere. We want to go to point to force either the rest of the team to drop down without a shield, or the Orisa to drop down and reset her shield, and at that point we can go aggressive. Just kind of general how to deal with this kind of style comp.
With LW purple. But
is it fine for the main target to call focus shield?
With the D.Va,
Like Orisa's shield?
Yes. You can, going into a fight, your game plan can be, we want to win the shield war, so focus shield first. When shield goes down, then the natural thing to follow would be focus the Orisa or Reinhardt or whoever shield it is. But yeah, you can say like break shield, focus shield. That's yeah, you can do that.
The junk.
No, I have an ad again.
Junk here is very
Feels
useful
bad, Dougie.
at knocking people off their perch and just doing
Can I skip these things?
doing a
feels
lot
bad.
of shield damage if they absolutely need to. So
Looks like Houston won.
LW purple here
Really?
defending from the back.
The whole
they're
thing,
defending
or-
from the choke. And
Yeah, they
came
right
back.
where a lot of
1-3
teams
Houston.
defend, which is right here on
Really?
the top side.
Did
Mega.
not see that coming.
So they're going to allow them to basically
That's like their
come on
second
the
win in
right,
this stage.
and then just
I
basically
know, I'm
then
so
come
sad.
down and do what they need to do afterwards.
Stage
The
one
windmill
win.
there, it just comes down. He gets
So we
immediately devacked. Great focus
walk
fire.
in. We kind of have the right idea where we're just kind of like, all right, we're gonna kind of walk in on
Basically
point
come
and
onto
just
the
kind of
point.
stand here.
And then just basically then come
The
down.
D.Va
and do
comes
what they
down.
need to
We
do
should all be
afterwards.
focusing this
The
D.Va
windmill
now.
there,
As they drop, we should be focusing them, and we are. Like this D.Va is immediately popped out of mech.
comes down. He gets immediately demacked. Great focus fire there. Do what they need to do.
How does
afterwards.
Victor get
The
low?
windmill there, it just comes down. He
Okay,
just basically then
he-
come down and do what they need to do afterwards. The windmill there, it just comes down. He gets immediately.
Gets discorded and everyone's focusing him. I think at this point, Victor can just walk forward with shield until shield gets low.
Then come down and do what they need to do afterwards. The wind
Like here, he's just kind of standing here. If he is taking space this whole time instead of just kind of standing,
windmill there, it just comes down.
he can start doing damage before he's getting completely blown up. Faz also, ideally, if you see Victor getting low, you use Defense Matrix on him. Give him a little bit more survivability.
Just basically then come down and do what they need to do afterwards. The windmill there, it just comes down. He gets immediately demacked. Great focus fire there with the D.Va that was sort of all by himself. They're going to try to see what they can get here. The Reinhardt goes down.
And then at this
down-
point, we're kind of like half backing up and half going in. When Victor dies, there needs to be somebody to kind of pick up his role and tell people what to do. And in general, in Overwatch, you want to fight until somebody calls reset, and then everyone resets. So at this point, we can still be. This is still a winnable fight if we are getting aggressive with our. If we're just getting aggressive into this, since Breath told me his Lucio was bad, I didn't have us play Lucio here. Inox, I would probably put you on the Lucio.
Okay.
Attacking, doing this, and it would make life a lot easier, because Zenyatta isn't doing a whole lot here.
down on the side of the fighting mongooses. So you see the poke here. What's going on?
But you see how we get so spread out here. When our Reinhardt dies, we need to all be, even after our Reinhardt is dead, we need to all be kind of much more grouped than this.
But no D.Va here is a huge advantage for the fighting mongooses. But
Ooh.
the D.Va does come back. Onyx gets rezzed, and they're going to hold this off very well.
So they start pushing, and we call for a reset. We're backing up. We're
And
staying
back
safe.
goes Damas, back goes Faz, and back goes the Mercy, because they're not going to be able to push here the way they want to. So Victor is finally back, provides the shield, but there goes the first push from the fighting mongoose. Good job there. I thought it was going to be a little problematic when Windmill.
So we have DPS ults coming up, because that was a fight that we were able to focus down to D.Va really early in. There were a lot of pushes on this point where we probably could have won if we just get more aggressive. I remember thinking that.
Basically turned to focus fire Windmill I wanted to get her
See
out
how
of
it works.
get the diva out of mech. Medic for LW Purple, but instead it was not, as kills were then
So we
traded.
recognize here that there's a soldier on the high ground, and this is an easy high ground to evacuate, so we're going to try to push him off of this high ground. That's good.
With the
Victor wastes so much shield here, waiting for you guys to get in. Just go. Like, at this point right here,
instead it was not,
we don't need to poke here, because they can just, by the time we'll be able to fight again, they'll just be able to heal it up. So,
as kills were then traded.
just immediately walk
with the,
across.
with the mongooses, but it looks like the mongooses.
Not the end of the
changed
world.
strategy
He's
here.
able to charge it
They're
up
now gonna
again.
go up.
Now, this diva is feeding. She just flew up here, right? And is in a 6v1, quite literally. Here.
I'm gonna go up top right.
And
Get pulled out right away.
okay,
Victor
we do
loses
kill her.
his shield, and Windmill gets demeched again, but as we know, that's not going to be a problem. Windmill immediately goes.
Yeah, we probably all should have pushed right here, and right under the point, and let them come to us.
yes, that is one thing that I've noticed we seem to do a lot, and I noticed it on King's Row as well. When Dumbass gets Riptire, he uses Riptire, and we go, okay, everyone, let's wait for the Riptire to win us the fight, and then we'll go. Which
That gives them a
Works
chance
a
to
little
shoot the
bit.
tire.
they have nothing to do other than shoot the tire at that point. So it's just whether or not they can shoot the tire. If when Dumbass pulls his Riptire there, we push in at the same time, his Riptires, while you might think they're good now, will be much more effective because the enemy team has to either avoid us or the Riptire. And we'll get a lot more value out of those ultimates. Dumbass dies here. It means there's a Genji like behind us that I think nobody has noticed yet. So that's annoying. When we're tiring, one of our supports should stay somewhat near Dumbass, just to call out if he's being flanked, if he's taking a lot of damage. It's fine if he dies in Riptire because Riptire can make up for that, and then that's usually a resable position. But we don't want to be just flanked by a Genji and nobody notices it.
Fruity Waffle takes out Dumbass in the back. Dumbass actually takes out How Tall, and that might be.
So I think we noticed somebody called out Genji behind, and we all went looking for him, and he's here.
Fruity Waffle takes out Dumbass
He
in the
left,
back.
and we all just kind of
takes out How
chase him.
Tall, and that might be the real problem now.
If we just go aggressive when we tire here, we probably win this fight. We have Visor as well to clean up. This is probably a one fight if we just do that.
They lose DPS, but immediately gets rezzed. Fruity Waffle takes out the Zen, and that could signal.
Instead, we get really split.
Either that, or it could signal them just sort of to stall
now
out
we have to.
They have to be a little bit more.
Oh, you rest on us. Okay.
Here. Either that, or it could signal them just sort of to stall out as best they can. They have to be a little bit more decisive here on this point.
So when we finally start to get aggressive, we Valk and we push in. We're already. Is Breath? Yeah, Breath is dead.
Sort of
Dumbass is dead. So we're 4v6 right now. And we push in. We have no shield. The shield just broke. So this idea of going aggressive right now is the right idea about 30 seconds too late. If we get this idea and decide, all right, we're going to go take the point now and walk onto the point, as Dumbass is Riptiring, this is a very different fight. But it's too late, and this fight is not winnable.
The Zen is going to take a while to come back. Fruity Waffle here just basically trying to pick off the Mercy. The Mercy has pulled out Valkyrie, but a trance here by Onyx will keep LW Purple alive. Down goes Krovek, and it looks like How Tall with the ult there is going to try to finish off the team. Faz gets demac'd, and now they could just stall this diva out if they wanted to. They don't. How Tall actually does go down, so they're down one.
Like, we force out a lot of ults from them, which is good. But, oh no, Victor.
Fighting Monk.
When you switch, check your ult charge. Yeah, Shatter, and then he switches off to Monkey.
How Tall actually does go down, so they're down one.
That's unfortunate, but just press tab, check your ult charge before you before you switch,
Fighting mongooses have to realize
let that
they
factor
have a
into your
slight
decision
advantage
of whether or
here
not you want to switch.
with the soldier not in play and dead. They have to run quick if they want to sort of take advantage of that. That's not going to happen, it looks like. So it looks like Krovek has switched to the, but the engage here.
Okay, so we decide to.
Good camera work.
Oh yeah, so we decide we want to just push them off of the high ground.
Initially started. Now they've switched directions again, and now are going through the mini
We're
hallway.
kind of
So it looks like they're gonna push on
misdiagnosing
them
what the
directly.
problem was in dealing with this comp, but I'm okay with pushing in different trying different strategies of attack against annoying comps like this, because oftentimes when you're up against an annoying comp like this, they have practiced it and prepared for it to defend against one thing, and so if you try something different, they might not know what to do. So I'm okay with this. I don't think it was really needed though. I think just going. I don't think the difference of. I guess going this way is good because it helps us get aggressive because we're able to swing on them a lot easier. I think we could have taken it going the normal way as well if we had just gotten aggressive earlier.
Exactly. And Refuse to Quit is ready for this push as they are fighting in the hallway here. Dumbass is
Camera
try to
work
flank
is
around
so good.
and try to take them out here on the fight here is now sort of gone to the top here. Fruity Waffle immediately.
We have Transcendence
ult. Refuse to Quit goes
good.
down. Diva ult here in the doorway to Fruity Waffle immediately
How does
out
this...
here on the fight here is now sort of gone to the top here. Fruity Waffle immediately.
Oh, so Transcendence kind of leaves Doublick behind here. So Doublick is trying to run away from this blade. Inox, if you get Transcendence to counter a blade, follow the blade around.
Ult, Refuse to Quit goes down. Diva ult here in the doorway to sort of prevent them from doing anything.
That way we can keep Doublick alive.
Windmill goes down, and they've traded.
I think I noticed that a few times. I tried to follow the Zen and he kept running away from me.
Yeah. Sorry, what was somebody saying?
Would it have made more sense for Dumbass to stay in the hallway and just spam straight down out the door we're looking at, rather than flanking right and trying to shoot onto them?
Spamming.
Yes, if he was down the hallway spamming towards the camera.
Where does he go?
Here on the,
he's like back
okay,
rotating platforms.
Try to flank
Yeah.
And try to take
so we rotate this way. He thinks we're taking a fight in this angle because our round shield is kind of this way, and we're pushing out through this way.
Then we retreat and he's left out. He's left.
When we retreat, he's kind of left by himself. So yeah, I would. His positioning is okay here.
Out here on the fight.
Right, because like he can retreat indoors or down these stairs. Ryan can retreat here, and we all kind of retreat this a similar way, and they don't really have anything other than a Genji that can get onto him. So he's okay with this kind of positioning.
Okay.
The problem that he would have if he stayed here is that he can't reach the shield once they back up. So he would have to be really close in order to do any damage. So by coming through this way, he's able to have a little bit of space between him and whoever he's shooting at. So I'm okay with that kind of positioning there.
Fight here is now sort of gone to the top here. Fruity Waffle immediately ult. Refuse to Quit goes down. Diva ult here in the doorway to sort of prevent them from doing anything. Windmill goes down, and they've traded kills here. Dumbass with the tire here. He wants to take out on Kasha. He absolutely does. That was the pick that they wanted. There is 3 still remaining.
So now we're
Victor
just
goes down,
able to win this one WM1 into them. The soldier is sitting on the high ground. I was actually really scared of this because I was like, oh no, what if the soldier just sits up here and nobody does anything and he just shoots down at us and we die.
Tall is
but
on the other side.
We do recognize
and he takes out a kill. Fruity Waffle is on the point here, and he's
that
taking
he's a problem
people out.
eventually.
He was trying to make sure that he can stay alive here. Dumbass and Faz are on the point.
Yeah, Dumbass now notices there's a soldier up here. Daz does too. Either of these people can just jump up to him and pressure him.
They get a tick, but there are still 2 people still alive.
He ran off somewhere in there.
They get a tick so that he can stay alive here. Dumbass and Faz are on the point. They're trying to stall. They get a tick, but there are still 2
I didn't see where the soldier ran, but Dumbass hit a mine on him, and I think that scared him off. He's low. But yeah, at this point it's
Still
just
2 people still
killing
alive.
people as they come in. Just call target, shoot at them.
So it looks like here, the Orisa goes down. Fruity Waffle here is going to get pushed off, and down he goes. And this is going to be a take in overtime. Windmill trying to push on. They're actually out of position here. They're going to give up this point. No, they're not. They're in overtime. This is very, very bad. They could get snowballed here because when there was not very much time left on the clock, Victor
So
actually
at this point, ideally, Dumbass would stay alive here, and then we can just push quickly before they can all respawn. Since that doesn't happen, I'm okay with Doublek. You can just go back to spawn right now and switch back to Mercy, or and just switch back to Mercy right now if you want, since we're not trying to speed into the point and double cap it very quickly.
Actually takes us out, refused to quit, but there was a kill on the other side here on the Fighting Mongooses, so they're not able to sort of snowball right Volskaya. You can snowball the point, because you can take a fight to them Mongooses, which is preventing them to sort of, now they can come.
Okay, so Krovet goes to
on the side
Genji.
of the Mongooses, which is preventing them to sort of come together right now.
So this is...
And
you were McCree before, right? Yeah. I'm okay with this Genji switch because they don't have anything that really McCree is great against. And Genji, you can go with the Victor, you can go with Faz, and so that's a good switch. Doublek, I'd still like you to go to the Mercy at this point, I think, but Lucio isn't a terrible pick with this more mobile setup.
They take their time here. 3:16 here, like on the clock. I don't think they're going to match LW Purple's time. But what they're going to want to do is I think they wanted to make sure they attacked as a team.
So they're set up with everyone on the high ground, which is similar to what we were doing, but we leave Victor down here. The reason we leave Victor down here is because against this comp, just do what we did, or what I wanted us to do on the first attack as well, which is get some point presence as they push in, then we get aggressive.
As a team, they were changing up some strategy. They wanted to make sure that they compensated for Free Waffles Genji. They immediately go on the point.
We kind of do that.
Another Junkrat tire here by Damas. He's looking for somebody.
But we get really split. You see Faz trying to 1v1 their here.
He got how tall?
Is that Victor?
Junkrat tire here by Damas. He's looking for somebody. He's looking for support.
Victor's in their backline harassing their supports.
He got how
Our
tall?
supports and DPS are trying to peel for Zen. So we get really split here.
And now, looks like a Genji ult here.
If we are focusing targets, we probably kill people fast enough
gets popped by Ankasha,
to
so it just
do well this fight.
Brawl here on the point. Windmill gets demeched, and there are just ults going on all over the place, and kills are actually happening on the side of the Mongooses. It looks like they have to kill Ankasha.
Okay, so we're able to
sure
actually
they just need to focus here.
Get a lot going. At this point, when you have control of a control point, especially in like 2CP last, Inox, I know this is not you, but whatever. Back up. You can play really far back, do a lot of damage, still apply your Discord Orb and Harmony Orb, and you are not in danger of being killed. Because if you live here, they're able to kill you. They focus you down. It's not you, but whatever. They're able to focus you down. This Genji is better than expected. But yeah, they're able to focus down, breath. I'd rather have Doublek and Inox playing further back so that this does not happen. If this doesn't happen, we probably at least take a tick here. But I don't think we even got that.
Victor and Faz
no, we
get
did.
kills of their own. They're going to get a tick here. They've got to make sure that they focus fire and take out anybody that gets to the point. Oh, it looks like a Diva mech actually is going to get taken away.
How did you die to that?
Fire and take out anybody that gets to the point. Oh, it looks like a Diva mech.
That is unlucky, dude. That is really unlucky.
Actually is going to get taken.
Wow. I feel bad for you. That is unlucky. So both of our supports died in kind of unlucky kind of circumstances. This one was much more preventable.
Get taken away by the platform. Not what they want
to do,
but it's still
go in 2
kills
minutes.
Doublek.
I'll message them, say
Not
I'll be
exactly
half a second
the
late.
Diva Bomb that they were looking for, but Faz.
But yeah, at this point, we
bombs
lost
right
our
there on the
supports.
point, takes out Unkasha, and they're
I
still
don't think
alive
this is
here.
winnable.
But I think it's only a matter of time before the Fighting
They use
Mongooses
beat. Yeah, this
actually
is
get
lost.
pushed
We need
back.
to
And it's only
get out
Dumbass on
at
the
this point.
He's by himself. He's going to get
We do.
seriously
Right.
staggered.
Nice.
They're going to probably lose about another. Higem sort of uses.
So we have two more fights.
Nice clean attack here, so they're left on the clock, hacking together. So they want to make sure left on the clock. And they immediately charge in. Victor is by himself. He's unprotected. He's got the orb. I think he's trying to charge up to get his ult. But
Oh, that was not your ult. That was his ult. Okay. So we beat
he's
for
unprotected. He's got the orb.
one of
I
these
think he's
DPS
trying to
ults.
charge up
They used them both at the same time. We use beat. It just comes off.
to get his.
I guess it doesn't hit Krovek. Where's Krovek? Here.
Is by himself. He's unprotected. He's got the orb. I think he's trying to charge up.
Where are you, Krovek? Do you see yourself? Do you remember?
I think my feed just froze, so I'm reloading the page right now.
Okay. Let me know when you load in, and then I can start it.
All right, I'm seeing the point now with the Diva
Reinhardt
Bomb
here.
icon. Right, Ryan on the little gateway.
Yeah.
With the exclamation mark.
To get his ult, but how tall takes out Krovek. So
There you
down
go. Yeah,
goes
now
the
it's playing.
DPS for
The
them.
beat
Dumbass
just
takes out
dropped
how
on
tall
our
in the back, so
graph.
they
Yeah.
trade.
So
Yeah.
you didn't get beat here. I don't know exactly where
Takes out
you.
Krovek. So
I don't know where you
orb.
are.
I think he's trying to charge up to get his ult.
This is a good beat. Would be great if it caught Krovek. I don't know where you are, so I can't say how it would have done
But
that.
how tall takes out?
I feel like I might have been in this, like the side room, like where Faz is facing. I have it
Like
recorded on my desktop at home, so I could, yeah, over there somewhere maybe. I
Okay.
have it recording at home, so I could check.
Okay. So that's just kind of a little bit unlucky. Ideally, if you know he has visor, you're playing either a little bit more conservatively or like have deflect up at this point, so that you're able to kind of deflect and then get to safety as the team focuses him down, because Faz sees him visor and jumps into him immediately, which is good. Victor is looking the other way. Should be on the tactical visor.
So down goes.
I don't know who he's attacking right now, but he's attacking somebody in the back line.
Takes out how tall in the back, so they trade.
So our tanks get really split. We do kill the visor.
Takes out
Doblik,
Krovek.
I think
So
you used beat and then felt like you were completely safe because you had beat
down goes a DPS for them. Dumbass takes out how tall in the back, so they trade.
and just weren't worrying as much about this blade. It is still dangerous, and blade does last a little bit longer than beat. The reason people use beat to counter blade is because it gives you enough time to get away from the Genji so he doesn't get dash resets. So you do still need to be kind of running away from him even after you beat. Especially when they do double supports, double DPS ults, and your tanks are not with you. You just need to be leaving.
They trade. Birdie Waffle now is ulting, trying to get anybody that he can. But it looks like Faz on the top here is sort of
So this,
his diva.
our supports are dead again.
Matrix over the point. He trades out and kills now.
We're getting a lot of
going the way
kills.
the Mongoose.
But this is going to be a very difficult fight to win.
Of the Mongooses.
So we need to
They've
be
got
ready to
41
get out
seconds here.
if
They can
somebody
clear
dies.
the point. That's what they really need to do.
So like dumbass dies here, that should be signal to get out. Even though we got a lot of kills, it's 2 CP and it's heartbreaking, but this is no longer a winnable fight.
They want to make sure they get everybody off. Oh, and that Genji ult's going to seriously help. He's got to be able to catch.
So we blade this. You blade and kind of dash into a Genji, which he just kind of dashes away. When you're blading, look for targets like the Lucio. Like you can even look for the Mercy. And what you want to do is get close to them and use your blade. And the first thing you do after you blade is, instead of dash, you want to be able to get a slash onto a target so so that if they use a movement ability
can you
to run.
repeat that? Sorry, my internet's not great here.
Oh yeah, when you blade, you want to look for a Genji is a difficult target to blade because when he deflects, your slashes don't do anything to him, and he can dash away, so it makes it hard. But apart from that too, when you pull out your blade, your first instinct, you want to be close enough to slash somebody instead of dashing right away. You want to slash first, and then if they use a movement ability to get away, you use dash to follow them, and then slash again and kill them. Instead of what you do here is you pull the blade and then immediately dash, and then you're stuck trying to find anyone you can to try to slash from here because you don't have any dashes left. Whereas if you slash first, then you can follow him and go for the second slash.
No, he doesn't get anyone. He goes to the back, doesn't really get anyone, and this is going to last way too long. And now the kills
and Lucio did come into my range, but since I'd been on the Genji, I didn't turn and change my focus to that Lucio.
Is there anybody close enough to the point?
I mean, that's the thing. You want when you blade, you want to have a specific first target in mind, and it is usually better to follow them, but you want to make sure that you have your dash available to do it. If you lose track of them, feel free to change targets. Because the more time you spend just walking with your blade, the more time it's like ultimate being useless.
Of the fighting mongooses, they've got to be able to get kills, but the kills have not been going
I feel like
their
I've gotten
way.
more comfortable with Genji's like movement and primary fire. I'm definitely not used to moving around with his blade very much.
And that, I think,
sorry, you'll
is
get
going
used
to
to
be
it.
that.
But right here, we spend a long time in this unwinnable fight, and now we don't have time for another fight, even though we have ults, which is annoying. So if we get out as soon as Dumbass dies there, we can push in with Trance. This, we would still have Blade, and it's much more winnable. He's got to
be able to touch to start overtime. He's off the point here. He touches overtime.
But as it is, now we're just in a mad dash trying to fight.
Here they come. This is an overtime
it's just
push,
not going to
folks.
go well.
Transcendence popped on the side of the fighting mongooses. They've got to be able to get kills, but the kills have not been going their way. LW Purple have been getting the kills. Faust takes out, refused to quit. That's one. Diva Bomb here by LW Purple is going to get two, and that, I think, is going to be that.
Yeah, so that's that. LW Purple
they
wins. We then come back and beat them because they suck and we win. Whatever, right? 3-1, easy games. But yeah, the big things on defense is kind of positioning. Our positioning kind of threw it on both point A and point B a couple times. And on attack, we need to be able to get aggressive, especially if we're playing a Reinhardt comp. We need to get into range where he can swing, which is why I'm okay with you going that high ground route. And on second point, when you lose 2CP is a difficult game mode because you can kill 5 people and lose 1 person and still lose the fight. And so you want to I'm just drawing circles, I don't know. If you need to, when you start losing people, you need to recognize that and get out as soon as possible. My big thing for Volskaya. Anyone have any questions or anything?
Nope.
All right.
No, our next game is Sunday at what, 6?
6:30. Yeah.
All right.
It's
we still
Joe's,
haven't
right?
gone over Anubis at all. I don't know if we have time tomorrow or Saturday.
We haven't. I'll find time tomorrow. Anubis is pretty straightforward, so it won't take long. I'll find time tomorrow that you guys are all online, and we'll go over Anubis. Thank you for
just let me know the time, and if I'm stuck at work, I can just leech off the internet there and watch because I'm mainly just there for a presence. So.
Okay. All right. Cool. So we'll go over Anubis tomorrow. Any other questions?
I'm gonna watch the LW Average Joe's game again to think about Average Joe's. I didn't think they looked as good as LW.
They're definitely beatable.
Match, but
yeah, they're definitely beatable. I'm gonna watch it as well again, and look at it.
I remember their Orisa player would only ever use halt like at people's feet.
Yeah, they're a winnable team, but be prepared for them to be better because that's what teams do. They improve.
Yeah. I know the main tank. He's on my other team, so
Okay.
he's
Alright.
decent.
But you want to beat him.
It okay battle.
Alright. Alright, I'm gonna go to my animal farm practice now.
Are you
Adios.
guys scrimming or just practicing?
We're scrimming. We're scrimming against Robot House. So we'll see how it goes. Alright,
All
thanks.
right. Well, I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Alright.
Cheers.
Adios. Cheers.
Later.